Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, you've probably been asked this one a million times, but I have to lead off with it.
I knew he was going to geek out with this.
Yeah, I have to. All right. So the legend of the recording of Chemical Warfare. Did you really lay on the floor and hold Lombardo's bass drum?
I sure did. Absolutely. Yeah, man. I was right down there, and
Talk about that, because that song is just so iconic. I mean,
it sure is. I tell you what. Yeah, it was. Oh, thank you, Sugar. Yeah, it was. I believe that was probably his first tune that he had tracked, maybe that day, and that was at a place called Track Records in Hollywood. And there was no like drum carpet or anything like that down. Right. It was just on the concrete floor, and everybody was so new to recording back then anyway that that Dave was about ready to track, and then he's like, "Hey man, can somebody come in here and hold my kick drum because it just keeps walking?" And then all of a sudden there was about like six heads that turned in my direction, because they're like, "You're the drummer here, guys. So you head out there." So I'm down there just, kneeling on the floor, and I got my arm wrapped around mic stands and cymbal stands, and I'm just holding his drums in place. And that the tom, that one was right over my head. And I remember Dave was using these Evans hydraulic heads, and they were purple. Therefore, they were clear. You could see through them. And that's to this day, that is my remembrance of that song. That's my initial go-to memory when I hear that song, is that tom right above my head, watching the stick just dropping right down on it.
That's so awesome.
And and I just remember going, after he kicked into the song, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Dave, I sure hope you can nail this thing in 1 or 2 takes, because if we're here for like 3 or 4 hours, I'm going to die." But yeah, so that's eternally my memory of that song, is just floor tom. I mean, third rack tom right there. So that's pretty fun.
Wow, no, that's great. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't trust Wikipedia. I it's not always 100%. So
yeah, fair enough.
This is the Snaggletooth Extreme Metal Podcast.